Nick Corvino, 5 Fast Facts You Need to Know. Nick Corvino, a campaign staffer for Donald Trump during his presidential campaign, was murdered in the bed of his Florida home. The Orlando Sentinel described Corvino as a former GOP staffer and Disney employee. His LinkedIn page and comments from those who knew him describe a positive young man in ascendancy, who had already built quite a resume in GOP politics by age 30. Wrote one woman on social media, "Nick lit up everyone's sky and for others he lit up their world. He was the king of hearts. R.I.P." His roommate, Scott Waddell, 45, is accused of committing the murder, according to the newspaper. He was the Central Florida political director for Donald J. Trump for President, Incorporated, according to his LinkedIn page. He also held a series of other posts for prominent politicians. However, friends also remembered his joy for life. Wrote one, "So many great memories with Nick. When I lived in Orlando we spent nearly every Sunday at the Ale House watching football. Every time we hung out it was nothing but laughs and smiles. When we worked the same day at Epcot, where we met, the time couldn't have gone by any faster because of constant chats about classic hip-hop, and freestyling, and tons of WWF wrestling banter. I miss you buddy, rest easy. Here's what you need to know." One. Police say that Corvino was shot 13 times and have accused his roommate of the murder according to News4Jax. Waddell is accused of telling authorities that he doesn't remember shooting his roommate at least half a dozen times at the Kissimmee condo they shared, but when police responded to an alarm call at the condo, they allege that Waddell answered the door wearing boxers and a t-shirt and had blood on his hands and feet. They found the young political staffer dead in a bedroom, his body riddled with bullet wounds. He, Waddell, allowed deputies inside the unit and they found Nicholas Anthony Corvino, 30, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, lying on the floor next to his bed, according to deputies, the television station reported. Corvino was shot 5 times in the back, once in the head and in the front of his body. Corvino had no defensive wounds that would indicate a struggle between him and his roommate. 2. Corvino worked for Trump, Biondi, and Disney's Polynesian resort. On LinkedIn, Corvino wrote that he worked as Trump's Central Florida political director for 2 months, August and September 2016. From October through November 2016, Corvino was an advance lead on the campaign of now Missouri Governor Eric Adams. Before that, he worked as Central Florida Regional Manager for CFO Jeff Atwater of the Florida Department of Financial Services. His job included representing Atwater and the department at events across 9 counties in the Central Florida region. Corvino also served as Central Florida Field Director for the campaign of Biondi for Attorney General in Florida. Ensured successful operation of a statewide campaign in over 8 counties, including 5 of the 6 counties along the I-4 corridor, he wrote. Worked with individuals and groups across Central Florida to maximize voter support and turnout. He also served as a district administrator for the Florida House of Representatives, a legislative assistant for the University of Central Florida, a legislative scholar fellow for the Florida House of Representatives, a law intern, a legislative intern for Florida Senator Marco Rubio, a legislative intern for the House of Representatives, and delivery services for Walt Disney World. He wrote a publication called, Immigration Policy in Times of Crisis, a Comparative Outlook. Biondi described herself as heartbroken by Corvino's death. 3. Waddell is accused of saying he had thoughts of killing young men. According to the New York Post, Waddell is accused of telling deputies that he was mentally disabled and takes medication. He explained he suffers from nightmares and sometimes has homicidal thoughts wanting to kill young men, authorities allege, according to the Post. He told authorities that he and Corvino has been best friends for 10 years, according to the Orlando Sentinel. No other motive has been established. The Sentinel reported that the murder's aftermath was captured on video, although the actual shooting was not. The video allegedly shows Waddell moving Corvino's body to the side of the bed and staring at him for several minutes, the newspaper reported. 4. Corvino was remembered as positive and sincere and always fun to be around. One woman who worked with him wrote on a GoFundMe site in Corvino's name, "Nick and I worked at the Polynesian together. He was the kindest, most positive and sincere person you'd want to have as a friend. He will be so missed." Another man wrote, "Nick, brother, you were one of the best friends a person could ask for. Caring, kind, generous, outgoing, real, and always fun to just be around. And the list goes on. You will always be in my prayers. Fly high, brother." A friend commented, "You loved your family, friends and country like nobody else. You were an example and a great friend. You made us laugh and gave us tough love when we needed it. I will miss talking to you and will cherish forever your words and advice." There are many similar comments. It's clear that Corvino touched many people. A Facebook page was created to remember Corvino. It is filled with photos and positive remembrances. 5. Corvino graduated with honors and was described as a true patriot who lost both parents at age 4. According to LinkedIn, Corvino graduated from the University of Central Florida with a bachelor's degree in political science and government in 2013. He listed his activities and honors as Summer 2011, Fall 2011, Spring 2012 Dean's List, Burnett Honors Congress, Legislative Scholars Program, Honors in the Major Program. A GoFundMe site has been established to help with Corvino's funeral expenses. It calls him a true patriot. A real-life mover and shaker. A strong Italian stallion, born and raised in Berwick, Pennsylvania. After losing his parents at the age of 4, his aunt and grandmother made sure to raise an outstanding young man. He moved to the most magical place on earth and worked to fulfill Walt Disney's dreams. According to the page, which has raised more than $11,000, soon his true patriotism would lead him into the world of politics. He was a true beast in campaign mode. If you were in Florida politics and needed help, he was your guy. Nick was a great person and a loyal friend. He will be dearly missed by his family and friends. The expenses are being raised to help his aunt and adoptive mom pay for his funeral. Funeral arrangements will be at Baldwin Fairchild Funeral Home on Plant Street in Winter Garden, and burial in Winter Garden Cemetery. Date is to be determined. "Even though we are from Pennsylvania, he wanted to be buried here. He said Florida was his home." Let it go, make my body go, make our bodies high.